Welcome to the Hartford TV presentation of this high school showcase basketball game tonight. We're at Havre de Grace High School. It's a boys Chesapeake Division basketball game. Arch rivals, the Havre de Grace Warriors, the host team, and Bob McCone, Aberdeen Eagles. You're familiar with Aberdeen going back to the 1980s when you were like 10 straight years winning the county. So that was kind of familiar, but it's a different era. We're talking about some of these kids like they're the grandsons of the people that we saw back in the 70s and 80s.
And more than likely, I look at some of the names and the Malloy. I see a young Malloy out here from Havre de Grace, and there was a Troy Malloy that played way back then. And I see Will Lauder playing. There was a Billy Lauder who played at Havre de Grace, who was a tough kid. Boy, he was. I really had a lot of respect for him as a basketball player because he played great every time we played them.
Bob, we're so privileged to be here because this is a brand new Havre de Grace gymnasium. First year they played here. Last year, of course, the school just opened and they didn't play basketball at all. But it is just a beautiful showcase here at Havre de Grace. So pleased and privileged to be here.
That's a great school. I always swore it's the best kept secret in Hartford County. Academically, it's an excellent school. It always has been. Being a small school, it provides a lot of opportunities for young people. And I know it well because my 3 children graduated from here and went on to, really good universities and good things. So I love Havre de Grace.
Just about ready to start here. It is Aberdeen dressed in the gold away uniforms going from right to left. Havre de Grace defending the left goal, going from left to right in the white home uniforms. It's John Ina. He's the number 33 for Aberdeen, jumping against Will Lauder. And the jump comes to Aberdeen. Aberdeen driving, puts it up, and a foul is called right away.
Now we've got to travel.
Oh, he called the travel. Tayshawn Rogers, they say no, he can't traveled. Joe Dominic and Derek Lyons, the 2 officials, they right on the play. Pressing right away. Aberdeen, I think, Bob, wants to have that up-tempo style. Ball lost. Ball lost and taken away. Joe Dominic ready to give the ball back to Aberdeen. Just underway, no score, both teams. And Bob, whenever we see these 2 teams play, you know there's going to be a lot of jitters because this is what it's all about. This is bragging rights.
Yeah, Havre de Grace in a 1-2-2 half-court trap here, and they got out of it as soon as the ball gets across. Aberdeen goes right outside, and they're swinging it.
Aberdeen 9-2. They lost their first 2 games. They've won 9 in a row coming in. Havre de Grace 7-3. They've won 2 in a row.
Well, they're getting on Tyler Bass quick here.
Shot clock running down. Up and good.
Nice play
nice
by
scoop shot.
Tyshawn Rogers.
Yeah, Tyshawn Rogers, who averages 9.5 points a game. He gets the first 2 points of the night.
I've heard a lot of good things about Tyshawn Rogers from Coach Jones. He says Tyshawn's a really hard-working kid, and he's made himself a student. And
Lauder with the drive, cut off. Ball's going to go back to Aberdeen. About a minute into the ball game, Aberdeen leading by 2.
Still in that 1-2-2 half-court trap here, but it's kind of just a show, and they back off.
But sort of a matchup kind of a zone. Long shot from the outside, no good by Tylan Bass. Comes back to Aberdeen. Remember, there is a shot clock here. Last time when they scored, they were down to the last couple of seconds.
Yeah.
Kind of surprising to see them taking their time here. Long 3-pointers, good from the corner. Great shot there by Tyshawn Rogers. He's got all 5 points.
That was
number 11.
Yeah, number 11. Yep.
So it's 5-0 there. Tyshawn Rogers scoring all the goals so far for Aberdeen. Looks like the Eagles are playing a man-to-man. Hard to tell right now.
Yeah, they were playing man. I just watching. Sure.
Foul is
that
called.
Better?
Yeah, our director said Bob's mic's got to be a little closer. Running one-hander off the rim, no good. That was by Braden Malloy. Foul's going to be called.
Yeah, Will Lauder just picked up the rebound and took it to the basket hard and fouled in the act. So Well, I guess he wasn't fouled in the act. He was.
No, this is going to be a possession foul. Lauder, who scored the goal, had like 25 points the other night against Elkton when they came from behind. They were down, Bob, by 11 points with about a minute and a half to go. Was Havre de Grace. Came back and won the ball game by 2.
Oh, that was Havre de Grace that did that.
Yeah. Long shot, no good. Rebound comes back to Aberdeen and taken away by Havre de Grace. Here they come. That's June Moon driving, knocked away from behind. What a great defensive play by Tylen Bass. And it goes off of Havre de Grace to Aberdeen. Boy, Bass made a great play, Bob.
Yeah, you know, it's going to be interesting in this game because both of these teams defend in different ways. I mean, obviously Aberdeen's more of a man team, and Havre de Grace plays the 1-2-2 zone and packs it a bit.
Brian Eberhardt, the veteran coach for Havre de Grace. From the corner, looking for 3, off the front of the rim, no good. Rebound comes to Havre de Grace, driving, almost taken away, and Havre de Grace does recover, keeping possession of the ball.
I don't know how he made that pass.
I don't either. Lauder battling for the ball underneath. It comes to Aberdeen, though.
There was a defender in between.
Good job again by Bass to save that ball from going out of bounds. A lot of good things about Donovan Payton, too, Bob. Number 3, the point guard. Up and no good. The foul that's going to be called.
Yeah, I have too. He's a senior. You know, he's the smallest player on the floor for them. Not that he's small, but and he's a little bit thick. I mean, he's built very well.
Well, here, Bob, here's John Ina. Now, this young man is a freshman. He's 14 years old. Unbelievable. I went over and talked to him before the game. Very mature, very polite, very personable young man. Transferred here from Severn this year. Can you imagine? I said, how big are you going to get? He said, 6'8", 6'9".
Yeah,
Makes the second.
The Payton young man is the second leading scorer on Aberdeen's team, averaging a little over 10 a game. Hasn't taken a shot yet.
Bob, he's a 4.7 GPA student in the math science program at Aberdeen, too.
That's, you know, that's just awesome. I mean.
Oh, that's a long three-pointer, no good. Rebound comes out to Aberdeen, to Payton.
Nice look.
Just a little bit long, didn't quite get the pass where he needed to, and perhaps Bass could have kept running. And anyhow, they missed connection on it.
Yeah.
About halfway through this first period, it's 6-0, no points yet for Havre de Grace. Driving one-hander, no good off the front of the rim. Rebound, blocked by Ina, and finally put up and good.
June Moon.
That basket by June Moon, the first 2 points for Havre de Grace.
Yeah, they were on the offensive glass real hard there.
Payton from 3.
Wow.
Wow, downtown, Donovan Payton.
Wow.
2 big threes for
It was an
Aberdeen.
interesting shot. It was almost a liner.
It was. Nice drive, it's in, it's good. That's Dominic McKinney-George for Havre de Grace. Gets the basket and the foul.
Yeah, the foul's on John Ina, so, yeah.
Looks like there's a first on Ina.
Yeah, he looks like part of his job is to protect the basket, and he was doing that. And when you slap down that hard, it just looks bad to an official, and you know, it's an easy call for an official.
Ina will sit down, and Rubia coming in for him, number 32 for 33. Off the front of the rim, no good. Rubia with the rebound. Understanding where's that number 32, a very famous basketball player by the name of Magic Johnson wore that, and he campaigned to get number 32. Off the front of the rim, no good. And you figure Magic retired, what, in the 90s?
Yep.
Great play. Gets it to Lauder in the corner. Lauder back out front. 3:30 and counting left in the first. Driving up off the front of the rim, off the backboard, no good. Here comes Bass, almost has it taken away. Good defense by the opposite number 1, Dominic McKinney-George. Bob, that 1-2-2 zone, it's a good defense if you can play it. Lauder with the rebound.
Well, it's a good defense also if you miss outside shots on a regular basis, which Aberdeen doesn't really do.
Lauder driving for that rebound, gets it to McKinney-George, and it falls through good. Dominic McKinney-George.
Lauder kept that rebound alive. That's how they got the points.
You talked about his, we think maybe his father, maybe his grandfather, the Lauder who played at Havre de Grace.
Yeah.
Being a tough guy, we can see Lauder has that as well. Driving.
I mean, just competes as hard as they can compete. I think
Havre de Grace misses a couple dunks.
I think that must be a Lauder tradition in that family.
From the corner, good. That's McKinney George.
Now we're all tied up here.
He's got 9 points, actually 7 points. We're tied at 9. Well, we thought we'd see a nice fast-paced game, Bob, and that's what we're seeing. Looking from the corner, has the open shot. Good from that corner. That's Tayshawn Rogers.
What is he, 3 for 4 from the 3?
Yeah, he's got 8 points.
Yeah.
So he's got 8 of the 12 as Aberdeen leads by 3 and a timeout on the field on the court with 2 minutes and 14 seconds left in the first period. Bob, so far, what have you seen?
Well, I've seen a little bit of what I expect. I've seen Aberdeen in their man trying to pressure people, and you know, I've seen them control the backboards a little bit, except, you know, every once in a while Havre de Grace gets there and gets an offensive putback, and then down the other end, Havre de Grace is playing that zone, and it's, you know, it's successful. It's letting Aberdeen shoot the threes, and other than Tayshawn, I mean, really, they have what?
Well, Tayshawn has 8 points, and the other 1 point, John Ina.
Yeah, so, I mean, other than Tayshawn, I mean, maybe they ought to get out on him and make somebody else shoot that 3.
Yeah, Donovan Payton has the other 3, so Aberdeen has 3 threes, and 2 of those made by Tayshawn Rogers. Warriors breaking the press.
Well, it's
taken away. Long pass. And a great layup, that left-handed layup by Tyron Bass.
Nice left hands.
It was.
I'm thrilled when I see kids go to the opposite hand and just lay it up with confidence.
And Mubia making that pass. Nice driving one-hander. That's McKinney George. Wow,
McKinney George has really done a nice job for Havre de Grace. I mean, he beat a pretty good defensive player.
He's got 9 of the 11 points.
Yeah.
Payton thinks about it, gives it up. Highline Bass into the corner. Bass from 3 in front of the rim, no good. Rebound, that's Cameron Ball in the ball game for Havre de Grace. Gets rid of it.
We also have Darian Harris in the ball game for Aberdeen, number 12.
Nice little one-hander. That's Cameron Ball banking it off the backboard and good. 14-13, a 1-point lead for Aberdeen. Payton thinks about it, gives it up. Payton now will take it. Back of the rim, no good.
Number 10, Arturis Brown's in the ball game too for Aberdeen. So they made some changes.
Yeah, Torres is a 6'3" junior, 7.5 points a game. A transfer from Mount Carmel is Taurus Brown. Shooting 2. There's Bass now. Do you think it's silent in here? Of course, obviously, by now we know that no fans here because of COVID protocols in Harford County.
Only the JV players on both teams.
Yeah, so if you hear people
and
yelling,
managers,
it's Bob or I or maybe one of the coaches. Bass misses the first, makes the second. He's got 3 points. Team up now by 2. Just about 45 seconds left in the first period. Stopping, popping, off the run front of the rim, no good. Battle for the rebound. That was McKinney George who had that little short jumper.
You talk about family stuff, Don. You look at the managers on the Havre de Grace team. Lila Vincente, famous name in Aberdeen. Kinsey Menser, whose father and mother were both really good athletes in Havre de Grace. And Diane Lauder, who was obviously related to Will. You know.
Breaking away.
So shout out to the girls who are doing a great job.
Lauder there for the rebound. Couldn't get it to fall, but the rebound now is put in by the man who came in, Quentin Daniels. Daniels makes the point for Havre de Grace.
Well, maybe if I was Lauder's coach on that play, I would have said that was a great assist, Will.
Even though you didn't intend it to be so, it worked out that way. In the ball game also is Jason Haynes for Havre de Grace, freshman, 5'3". Rebound, that's Mubia. 19 seconds. Aberdeen could hold for the last.
Yeah, this is, here we are 15-15 with 19 seconds left. It's the kind of game we thought it would be. And it's only going to get better.
Peyton Donovan driving, making it. Donovan Peyton, I should say. Donovan's got 5, and that will end the first period with a 17-15 lead for Aberdeen. Bob, it has been the kind of game we hoped it would be.
Yeah, I mean, that was a really nice drive by the smallest man on the court, and great job.
Donovan Peyton, 5'9", 10.2 points a game, 2.5, almost 3 steals a game. He goes to the Science Math Academy, as we said, 4.7 GPA.
Yeah. Yes.
Bobby, you were going to say something there?
Yeah. Okay.
All right, we had 9 points there for Dominic McKinney-George in that first period, and also 8 points then for Tayshawn Rogers. So Rogers for Aberdeen, and Donovan and Dominic McKinney-George both dominating games for their respective teams.
Yes, it's been a very, very good first quarter. Hasn't been a lot of mistakes by either team. So some good shooting at times. Some individuals who scored well for both teams. They're leaders on both of the teams.
Yeah, McKinney-George averages 17. He's got 9 already in the first period. Meantime, Tayshawn Rogers has 8 for Aberdeen. He averages just 9.5 points a game. Freshman in the ball game. On the sideline, it'll go over to Aberdeen.
It's a tough pass to catch way on the sideline. You like to teach a point guard when you, instead of making that long throw, dribble toward him and make the pass so it's a little closer and a lot easier.
Let's see what the call is going to be. Joe Dominic says, yeah, it's going to be a foul. A little bit of an overplay there.
Yeah,
Aberdeen's number 12, Darian Paris, had the ball.
Yeah, it was a nice double team by the Havre Grace players. And obviously led to the foul.
Mubia gets it back out front. Havre Grace still in that zone, driving one-hander, no good. Rebound, that's Louder.
Tough shot.
And a foul is going to be called. Cameron Ball, who sort of, I guess he was frustrated by the shot, Bob. He came and picked up the foul. Happens sometimes on offense when you get frustrated.
That was on Tayshawn, oh yeah, Cameron Ball, yeah. Or no. That was on Tayshawn Rogers.
Tayshawn Rogers, you're right.
Yeah.
The number 11 for Aberdeen.
Yeah.
Here comes Havre Grace with the ball. That's June Moon. Driving, left-handed, good. Couldn't pick him up. He took it all the way to the basket.
That was too easy.
We're tied again at 17.
Got to move your feet and get your body in front a little bit better than that.
Dribbling, now gets rid of it, looking from the corner. Good on the three-pointer.
Yeah, that's Paris.
Yeah, that's Darian Paris in the ball game. He's picked up 3. Aberdeen now has 4 threes. They lead by 3 at 2017.
You know, the one thing that we don't talk about enough is
Moon with the rebound, can't get it to fall. Louder gets the rebound, and it'll taken away by Aberdeen. Bob, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Now, one of the things we don't talk about as much is the coaching. In the coaching in Harford County has really, it's really pretty good right now when you look at the number of coaches and where they're at. And, you know, the 2 coaches here have both been around for a long time, and, you know, they both do an excellent job.
Bass called for the offensive foul. Well, you're right. Bill Jones, only in his first full year at Aberdeen. He was hired last year, but of course they didn't have basketball. Right. But he's coached for 33 years in the county at a lot of the high schools, also at the community college. So he's been around.
Yeah. And
Brian Eberhard, I think, is in like his 9th or 10th year at Havre Grace.
And he's done an excellent job, you know, through that time. He's also the head football coach, my understanding. Is that?
Yes, he is. You're right. And, of course, doesn't teach at the school. Nice rebound by Aberdeen. That was by Tayshawn Rogers. You know, Brian Eberhardt from Perryville and also played at West Nottingham back in the 80s. 3-point lead for Aberdeen with the ball. Driving the baseline.
I don't know what that was now.
That would have been great if it made it, but
It was
didn't draw any iron. Freshman
nice
with the ball.
look.
Great pass. Moon with the basket.
Nice look.
Back within one is Havre de Grace. June Moon with the basket. Great pass by Jason Hayes, the freshman.
It's one thing to trap and go out and try to get people, but the most important thing when you do that is you have to recover.
Rebound.
And when you don't recover like they didn't do the last time, Aberdeen, they gave up a basket.
Braden Malloy, but lost to Aberdeen. Left-handed layup won't go. Moon tries to get the rebound, comes to Louder. Here comes Havre de Grace, down by a point. Great pass to Moon, and Moon converts. Hayes again to Moon. Boy, those two have really made a combination here as Havre de Grace takes the 1-point lead. Bob, I think that's their first lead of the night. They've been tied a couple of times.
I believe so, yes. They've been tied a few times.
Almost taken away.
That was a lazy pass. Can't make those lazy passes.
Havre de Grace with the takeaway. Driving, won't fall. Louder rebound, can't get it to go. Aberdeen tied up. Yep. That was J.C. Jones with the ball for Aberdeen. New player in the ball game for Havre de Grace. Number 1, Dominic McKinney-George.
Yeah, the arrow's pointing Aberdeen's way, so it's their ball.
Just about halfway through the second period. Donovan Payton will sit down. I'm sure he won't be on the bench long.
I will say one thing. A lot of substitutes in both teams in this game. They're really playing, well, Havre de Grace is playing 7, but Aberdeen's played their whole bench.
And showing, Bob, you know, as a coach at Aberdeen, you were deep. You had good players down, down 7, 8, 9, 10 player was as good as some teams had maybe in their 5th player.
I'll be honest. Now, I had a couple years where I kept 15 kids and they all could play.
Yeah.
And
from the corner, good. That's Tyline Bass again. That's his 6th point of the game.
Yeah, he just came off the bench and he was resting and he was ready. Well, that was a nice drive right there.
Louder gets the rebound, can't get it to fall. Back in the ball game is Ina with the rebound. Tries to make the pass, can't make it successful.
Tough.
He was looking for, Ina can't believe it. He was at was number 11. Tayshawn Rogers thought he was fouled, but officials say no. Just goes the other way.
Officials say no a lot when it comes to those things.
I've got the whistle. It's a foul when I call it. And
that's the truth because they have the whistle.
Exactly. The baseball umpires, was that a strike? No, I called it a ball. Foul's going to be called. Again, another frustration foul for Tayshawn Rogers. That's his 2nd. 3:34, timeout on the court. Havre de Grace had the 1-point lead. Now they're going to stay right here. And Donovan Payton, as we thought, wouldn't stay off the court very long. He's back on the court, number 3 for Aberdeen. They're do-it-all senior. Bob, he's just the kind of guy you want to have on that court. He's like a coach on the floor. We're talking about Payton.
Yeah, he does a nice job. He and Tylan Bass really give them a backcourt under control for the most part.
Malloy misses the front end of the 1-and-1. Oh, what a tip. In the ball game is Taurus Brown, who comes up and makes that one-handed tip.
Yep. What did he call? No?
I don't know. They still have the points on the
board.
On the board. Officials are going to get together. That's Joe Dominic and Derek Lyons. Coming to a consensus here.
These are always interesting conversations.
You'd like to have a mic, to just see what they're reasoning here. Looks like
there's a technical foul.
Not sure. We don't have contact to find out who the technical was on or what exactly happened.
It's against Aberdeen.
Yeah. So Braden Malloy will go shooting the technical foul. Rolls it in.
Now the official is over to Coach Jones explaining why the technical was called.
Yeah, 25-22. That basket was good there by Braden Malloy. Malloy will get a second. Just not sure. I'd like to tell you exactly why that technical was called, but he misses the second one. Havre Grace will get the ball. Maybe at halftime we can get an explanation for you exactly why the technical was called. Usually, Bob, if it's a two-shot technical, it's normally on the bench or a flagrant technical of some kind. Just not sure.
Yeah, and I don't know if the rules have changed in high school because I haven't been here for a while. Whether, you know, certain technicals are automatic two-shot fouls.
Take away by Aberdeen. Here come the Eagles. Stop, pop, won't get it. It's going to go out of bounds off Aberdeen.
That's not a shot that I like. If you're going to be that close to the basket, you either take it.
Yeah.
And if not, then use the backboard because
sophomore
it's much easier.
J.J. Jones stopped and popped from about, what, 6 or 7 feet.
Yeah, that's a tough shot from there.
It is.
You need a lot of touch. That's why you need to use the backboard because it's a little easier coming off the backboard, off the glass.
There comes Havre Grace looking to get a three-pointer to tie if they can. They had a 1-point lead there a couple of moments ago. Looking for the three. From the corner, back iron, no good. Havre Grace does get the rebound. And now that three is good. That's Braden Malloy. And now we are tied at 25.
That was an excellent shot right there. He was wide open. Nice kickback.
Malloy, the 6-foot senior, his first three of the night. He's got 4. Jones, no good. That was Ina. Foul's going to be called. It's going to stay here. Aberdeen not yet in the bonus, so it'll be a possession foul for them.
Yeah, I don't like those floating shots coming in there. They're so hard to... You're looking at the basket and you're floating toward the basket and the ball usually goes further than you want it to.
We see that shot so often now. Back in our day, Bob, was a shot that a coach just didn't teach. You don't shoot that shot. From the corner, three-pointer, no good. That was Peyton.
Moon,
good all the way.
Yeah, Moon has done a really nice job for Havre Grace.
He has.
Played very well.
Number 4, we're talking about June Moon.
Now Aberdeen's going to the 2-3 zone.
Foul's going to be on the floor. On the drive, looks like Lauder will be shooting a 1-and-1.
And that's their 9th foul. So I figure Coach Jones is going to the zone to try to protect some people foul-wise. That's
it was a second foul.
That's Ina's second foul. Yeah. So
there's Lauder, young man who was a star the other night against Elkton, bringing them back. Makes the first, gets the second. Havre Grace takes their second lead of the night. They're up by 1 at 26-25. Remember, Aberdeen coming in at 9-2, 9 wins in a row. Havre Grace 7-3. They've won 2 in a row. Makes the second cleaner. For Lauder, that's his first 2 points of the night after scoring 25 the other night.
Quentin Daniels in for him now, giving him a quick, I don't know if it's a quick rest. There's a minute 48 left in the half.
Yeah. Biggest lead of the night for Havre Grace at 2.
Yep.
I think Aberdeen's been up by maybe 5 at one point. From the corner, looking for 3. It's good. That's Tylen Bass.
Tylen Bass is a very, very good player.
That's his third 3 of the night. He's got 10 points.
He's very smooth.
Long 3. Back of the rim, no good.
Well, after he made that last 3 with such a good shot, you knew he was going to take one soon.
From the corner, no good. Oh, what a rebound by Ina. He went up over, got the rebound, didn't get it to fall, but he does get fouled.
He's a 9th grader and he's the biggest guy on the floor.
6'4" as a 9th grader. Transfer from Severn area here to Aberdeen. He'll go line, he'll shoot 2. And that
looks like a big loss in Anne Arundel County.
Yeah. And again, thinking about as a freshman, he's going to grow taller. He's going to get more defined. There you see Brian Eberhardt, the coach for Havre de Grace, trying to find out exactly what happened.
Call the block. So, and now he's explaining it to Brian Eberhardt, who really doesn't have to explain it to.
Derek Lyons.
But I'm glad to see him. Well,
Derek sort of raises his hands like, you know, what don't you understand? I got the whistle.
And if he keeps talking, he's going to understand this tech that he's going to get, because officials don't like you talking to them in those situations. And now the official has his back completely turned to the game.
Yeah.
Joe Dominic's got to get over there and slow that down a little bit.
And he has now tossed somebody. One of the young men behind the bench is going to be tossed out of the game, it appears. Not a technical call, Bob. That's unusual. Normally you call a technical when somebody gets tossed.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out who and why. And I guess since he's in a chair, he's a part of the bench.
Yeah. As you said, that ongoing conversation, it just seemed to keep going.
Yeah, again, I don't understand there's 4 coaches on the bench. I don't know who the people are behind the bench, unless they're JV coaches or. Yes.
Yeah, now they're going to go over to Brian Eberhardt and explain the situation. Don't know who that assistant coach or person at the bench area, has to be an assistant coach, is going to be asked to leave.
So what we have is we're going to shoot the technical fouls, or not the technical, we're going to shoot the foul first. Then we're going to shoot the technicals.
Yeah.
And then Aberdeen is going to get the ball out of bounds.
I didn't see him actually do the T sign. All I saw him do was the toss, but apparently he did put a technical foul on the bench as well.
I did not see the T sign either.
Yeah.
So.
But it looks like Ina has one more shot here on his regular 1-and-1.
I mean, if it's a fan, which we're not supposed to have, but if it's a fan, literally, you can tech a fan, I guess, but that rarely ever happens. You just throw them out of the gym and you know, move on. But we'll have to get an explanation.
Yeah, John Ina now to shoot the second of his regular free throws. Misses that.
No, he's not going to shoot the tech.
Now, who will they choose to shoot the tech? Yeah, looks like Tylen Bass will be shooting the technical fouls. He should shoot 2 of those. And again, Bob, as you said, with 1:09, Aberdeen will get the ball, now leading by 2. Makes that first one.
This is if he makes his foul and they score on the possession that they get it out of bounds, that's a lot of points.
It is. And he makes it. So Aberdeen will now get the basketball up by 4 at 31-27. Havre de Grace had a 2-point lead just about a minute ago.
Now this can do 2 things, or one of 2 things. It either makes Havre de Grace play harder, tougher, compete even more than they have, because they're really upset that this has happened, or it kind of discourages them and they have to fight through it.
One of the things about having no fans here, the officials hear everything the coaches say.
Everything.
And in this case, it just seemed like it went on for about a minute, and finally the referee said, no, that's enough. Floating one-hander. Mubia with the rebound.
Nice
great play.
It was. He was under control the whole time.
Rue Mubia with his first 2 of the night.
He's a strong kid. I mean, you look at his body. He got a great.
It's a 6-point lead, looking for a 3 to try to get close, and that's good.
Whoa.
The freshman knocks it down. That's Jason Hayes. His first 3 of the night. That's a big basket.
You know, I'm wondering, when I saw Jason Hayes, I'm thinking he's a 9th grader. You want him to play JV and you want him to get all the playing time possible. And now I'm watching him play for the varsity and I'm thinking,
yeah,
I understand why you're playing varsity basketball and why you're here, because you're doing a lot of really good things for this ball club.
And Jason, only 5'3", again, a freshman.
Muggsy Bogues of.
Yeah, see, folks are saying, who?
Yep.
Back in our day, Muggsy Bogues.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, we're told that the name Louder actually is pronounced Lauder. So we will correct that, and thank you there, internet person, whoever you are. Thanks for doing that. So Will Lauder. June Moon with a great shot. June Moon, Bob, you said it. He has played a great game. He's got 8 points in this second period alone, 10 for the night.
Yeah.
Keeping his team in the ball game, down by 3. Coming 10 seconds now left in the half.
Let's see. It's time to run the play right here. Let's go.
7 seconds. 3 seconds. 2. That's good if it goes. Oh, and it's good. That's Tylen Bass. My goodness, he shot that from downtown. He's got 3 threes here in this second period.
I'm telling you, he is really smooth as a player.
38-32 at the half. He's got 3 threes in the second period, a total of 11 points in the second period. He's got 14 now for the night. Bob, we've seen some great play here, especially by Tylen Bass and by many of the other players on the floor.
You know, the thing about Aberdeen is 4 of these guys, 4 of the starters will be back next year. And you know, that's kind of impressive. In Havre Grace,
here's his final shot replay. You'll see just well played by Aberdeen. They take it down to just about 1 second left. There you see Donovan Payton getting it to the corner.
Well, he dribbled right at Dominic McKinney-George, made him come play him, and then he kicked it out to the player, and the player had a wide open shot. Nice play by the point guard.
Well, it was that, and then of course Tylen Bass converting with 14 points. He leads all scorers. June Moon for Havre Grace has a total of 10. As we said, he has 8 of those in that second period. So Bob, it is a 6-point game. Havre Grace did have a 2-point lead there late in the half. Now they're down by 6 as we go to the intermission.
Yeah, well, that technical foul had a lot to do with it.
It was a tough one. We'll take a break. We'll come back with the second half. Don't go away. We'll be right back. Well, we're back with you at halftime here at Havre Grace. It's the Havre Grace Warriors and the Aberdeen Eagles, arch rivals, obviously, anytime they play. It's going to be a barn burner. 38-32, the Aberdeen leading by 6. As you can tell, Havre Grace had the lead by 2, but then Aberdeen was able to get a technical foul, Bob, and had a chance to talk to the Havre Grace bench at halftime. And it was a situation where the conversation continued. And, you know, we talk about no fans here, and obviously if you're an official, you're hearing everything that the bench is saying. And at some point, the official just seemed to have had enough, and he said, okay, fine, technical, and you're gone. So it cost Havre Grace not only the use of their assistant coach, but it cost them 2 points, and then Aberdeen got the ball, so it was a 4-point turnaround.
Yeah, and it's a situation that really could have been avoided. I mean, in 2 ways. The coach had to shut up. I mean, that's the first situation. The second situation is the official could have turned and walked away and gone to the other side of the court.
Yep.
And even though he would have been in the opposite position, but, you know, would have let that die down until then when he came back the next time, if the guy opened his mouth, then he would have had to, you know, really tee him to.
Yeah, but it's still a close game at 6 points difference. And again, I apologize, Will Lauder. I think I was calling him Will Louder. I apologize. Will has had another fine game after that great game he had against Elkton. So
I went over and I checked with Jerry Lee and the guys from Havre Grace, and they said Bill's his father.
Bill is his father.
And like I told you, Bill was the
young man who played against you back in the 80s.
He was a good, tough player.
Well, here we are now. They switch around, of course. Havre Grace will be going from right to left, the home team in the white and Aberdeen in the gold uniforms. Big games so far for June Moon for Havre Grace, 10 points. And also the big man, Tylen Bass, who scored those 3 3-pointers in the second period, including the one with about a second left to have 14 points.
Well, now we have Braden Malloy is starting this half, which he did in the first half. Oh, that's a nice inside screen. And
back out front, it doesn't go in.
And Braden was wide open and just didn't make the shot.
Nice rebound there.
Now, see, Will Lauder changed that shot, made him make a different shot. And Tylen's so smooth, I was surprised. That's a nice play right there.
That's Malloy, yeah. Malloy, who got the rebound, came all the way down and bobbed that floater that both you and I say, oh, that time it fell.
Yeah.
So back within 4 is Havre Grace. Warriors still in that 1-2-2. Corner open. That's the young man again, Tylen Bass. I'd say, Bob, we should probably cover him.
You would think so. I mean,
uh,
I don't know what else he has to show you.
he made those 3 threes in the second period. Now he's got 1 to start the third period, averaging 16.5 points a game. Ball taken away by Aberdeen. Here comes Tyler Bass, gives it up.
Tyler Bass is shooting over 50% for the year from 3.
Wow.
Which is unheard of in high school. I mean, I might have 2 guys on him when he's out at 3 to
Will Lauder with the rebound for Havre de Grace, and now the Warriors do get the ball down by 7. I think that's their biggest deficit of the night.
It is.
They trail by 6 at the half.
Let's look at this out of bounds play. We got a 2-3 zone. Aberdeen's in. We got a guy sliding to the corner. He's got it. He looks inside, swings it, and now things get back to normal, and they're running their regular offense now.
That's Dominic McKinney-George, who had 9 points in that first period. Didn't score in the second period, so he has 9 at the half. Directing traffic. Gets in there, puts up some kind of a shot. I'm not sure, was that supposed to be a pass or a shot? Either way, it didn't work.
I think it was a shot, but he was a little out of balance.
Oh, great block by Lauder. Gets it out, running free. Dominic McKinney-George making the shot. He's now got 11, brings his team back within 5.
He and Tylen Bass are kind of very similar players in certain respects. They're both smooth. They both lead their team in certain respects. Or Donovan Peoples is the point guard leader here in Aberdeen.
Rebound, nice rebound there by Havre de Grace. In the ball game, that's Quentin Daniels who made that rebound. Lauder driving, has it blocked. That's Ina who blocks it. Ball bouncing around. And now it's going to be tied up. Possession arrow goes to Aberdeen. Great action here. 5:34 left in the third.
I thought 2 people were supposed to have hands on the ball for it to be tied up.
You're saying they didn't?
No, only 1 person had that ball. Okay.
Tylen Bass with the ball. Gets it inside. Looking from the corner. Good from 3. That's Taurus Brown. His 5th point of the night. 8-point lead now for Aberdeen. Long 3-pointer, no good. Rebound stays here. June Moon has it for Havre de Grace. Gets it to Daniels, and now back out front it comes to Dominic McKinney-George. Malloy looking for the 3. Gets it from about 30 feet.
Well, that was from distance.
Well, if you can make it, shoot it, huh? Big basket for Havre de Grace. Brings them back within 5. Trying to equal Payton. It's going to be Havre de Grace ball. Donovan Payton said, if you can do it, I can do it too. Only his didn't go in.
Yeah, shot a little strong.
Donovan Payton averaging 10.5 points a game. Has just 3 on the night. McKinney-George. Malloy gets it back. Lauder, I'm sorry, excuse me. Lauder's going to be fouled, and he'll go to the line. He'll shoot 2. Will Lauder averaging 11.8 points and 7 rebounds. That's just 2 on the night so far. So it was his dad, huh, who played in the.
That's according 70s. to the people over in Havre de Grace, what they told me.
Played against Bob when you were coaching back at Aberdeen in the 70s.
Yes.
Lauder cleanly through.
Like I said, he was a competitor. He really played hard. I would have loved him to have been in Aberdeen and played at Aberdeen.
Bob, you coached at Aberdeen for 10 years, and I think you said that Havre de Grace beat you 1 time in those 10 years?
Yeah, I truly remember the night they beat. They may have beat us again. I can't remember that, but I do remember the night they beat us. And they did. I mean, they did a great job, and it was one of those things that we both deserved to win. But they did the right thing at the end, and the kid made tough free throws at the time, and we got beat.
Nice pass with basket conversion.
That was a nice steal. I'm not sure that pass was to him.
Darian Paris. Darian Paris ended up with it. The pass came in from Ina.
I'm next to the basket. I'm taking this, putting it in the basket. I'm not giving up 2 points.
Looking for three. Back of the rim, no good. Aberdeen. Good takeaway by June Moon. Well, he's played a good ball game.
He has. He's played very well.
Malloy. Moon has it. That's a reverse layup. It won't go. Lauder with the basket on the rebound. Well, that's a big one for Lauder. Got his team back within 3. They were down by 8 a moment ago.
He's starting to play like his father.
Rubia. Rim no good. Daniels with the rebound.
It's a 3-point game again. We're back in a real basketball game here.
Yeah, it was down by 8. Lauder drives. Has it blocked. Blocked by Mubia.
Oh.
Little push
That's
off.
an easy call right there.
Well,
he didn't have to do that. He had inside position. All he had to do was like kind of dribble a little to his right and hold the other player off and lay the ball up.
Kind of the playground move, but you can't get away with it here.
Well, you can't push a guy.
Yeah.
Not with 2 officials getting paid.
Exactly. Well, here we go now. Havre Grace a chance to maybe tie if they can get a 3. Well, great comeback. Oh, just a bit high. That one-handed pass by Dominic McKinney-George. Saw a man open.
He had the right idea. Unfortunately, he just put too much on it.
Too much air on the ball.
And too hard.
2 minutes, 30 seconds left in this third period. Open for the shot from the corner. Hits the back of the basket, up in the support, and that's going to be out of play. Havre Grace with the ball.
You notice in all the high school gyms they have that apparatus that comes down across like that, which they don't have in college or the pros, because they need to get them up for physical education classes and things, and so it's an evil necessary.
Nice block by Darian Paris. Ball stays with Havre Grace. 2:20 left in the third.
Still the same 3-point game.
Boy, nice comeback by
Havre Grace in a high line. 3 people driving to the basket. They hit the second person.
Lauder can't get it to fall. A nice interception by Malloy. Malloy has it blocked by Mubia. Lauder has it blocked, and now Aberdeen has the ball. And now breaking away is Bass. Up and good. Tylen Bass.
I was actually surprised they didn't call a foul on that play. Not that it was a foul, but because when you slap down as hard as he did, that Mubia did on the ball, they usually blow the whistle on that.
Malloy. Daniels, great rebound and a nice conversion.
Well, that was using his body. He's got a big body, and that was using that body really well.
Mind you, the round amount of rebound. The old 76er. Yeah.
A player from Auburn.
Yeah.
Chuck
Barkley. Yeah. What is he? He's 6'5" and the best rebounder in the league for many, many years.
He was. And then Dennis Rodman took that roll over.
Inside, Mubia. Triple teamed. Has it taken away. Good job there by Dominic McKinney-George. Drives, left-handed, good.
See, he's been really smooth the whole time. The only mistake I saw him make was that long pass that he didn't make.
Back within 1.
But boy, he's done a really nice job.
Nice pass, nice give it up. Travel is going to be the call. Havre Grace back within a point. Bob, what a game this is. Just so happy that we are seeing this kind of competitive game.
They're both competing. They're both doing a nice job. There's no chippy play. There's just 2 teams really competing against each other, and they're big rivals.
Yes, they are.
I mean, they're like 6 miles apart.
Bob, we're talking about your games back in the 70s. Blocked there. Yeah, blocked in off of the foot, off the leg of Jason Hayes. So it goes to Aberdeen. My point is that we're rehearsing some of the games played in the 70s. These kids, when they get to be our age, they'll be thinking about
these.
Yeah. Aberdeen, Havre Grace. You need say no more.
The difference then was that the gym was full and they had to turn people away.
Yeah.
And here they can't let anybody in the gym because of the COVID.
Driving the baseline. Oh, great block by Lauder. Boy, Lauder came out of nowhere to block that one, Bob.
He was in great position in the first place.
Malloy. Moon battling for it. Taken away, though, by Aberdeen. That was Tayshawn Rogers.
Ooh.
Just a bit high. Matt Button, the great photographer for the Aegis, almost got a basketball in his lap. Matt Button's been around with the Aegis for many years. 15 seconds left.
Now Aberdeen's gotten out of their well, no, they haven't gotten out of their 2-3. They just went full court to pick up.
Oh, what a play. That by Dominic McKinney-George. Now Havre de Grace has a lead with 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2. Good if it goes, and it will not. That's the end of the third period. What a comeback.
Havre de Grace up 1 now.
Yeah, they were trailing by, at the halftime, they were trailing by 6. They were down by as many as 8, and now they're up by 1.
And they got a lot of contributions in that. Will Lauder's done a great job of competing and getting on the glass, and Dominic McKinney-George has made some fine plays, some baskets for them. Moon has just been himself, just smooth. Malloy's come on in the second half and in the third quarter and played well. So it's and then Jason Hayes, the freshman, the young freshman coming into the ball game. I mean, really gave them some bench strength on the floor.
For Aberdeen, Tylen Bass, who had 5 points in that third period with 19 now in the game, he sort of kept Aberdeen in the game.
Yes, he's been very smooth.
Can you see, Bob, what happened in that third period? They turned it around for Havre de Grace. Was there one thing that did it?
Well, I honestly thought that that Havre de Grace went to the offensive glass a whole lot better in that third quarter than they did in the first half. So
McKinney-George, who had no points in the second period, came up with 6 in that third period, 6 at a key time. And as you said, Lauder just playing outstanding floor basketball.
Yeah, and then, like I said, they got contributions from pretty much everybody's on the team. Now, Jason Hayes is back in the ball game for Havre de Grace.
Yeah, Jason Hayes, number 5, the freshman. We keep reminding you, he and Ina for Aberdeen, both freshmen. Different body style for the two.
Yeah, about a foot size apart.
Now with the ball, that's McKinney-George. Malloy now, driving, stopping, popping, won't go in. Boy, nice rebound by Bass.
That wasn't a bad move.
Good
position. He was there and he had look. Yeah, he had a look, but he was challenged defensively.
Back out front to Payton. Donovan Payton gives it up to the corner, looking inside, back out front. Open for the shot from the corner, won't be good. Nice rebound, blocked by Lauder. And here comes Havre de Grace, got by Malloy, retrieving it. Malloy, reverse, Lauder there and gets the basket. Wow.
That's what I'm talking about. He's been going to the glass, he's been rebounding, he's been blocking shots, and now he's following up shots and putting the ball in the basket. He's having a great game.
Mubia. Joe Dominic thought about calling no offensive foul. Instead, he calls the blocking foul.
We've only had a minute of this fourth quarter, and it's been really exciting.
And a 3-point lead for Havre de Grace. I think that's their biggest lead of the night. They've led by 1. I think they did have one other 3-point lead.
If it was short-lived.
Yeah. Mubia misses the first. Mubia 6.5 a game, 4.6 rebounds. Got 2 on the night.
Aberdeen has some shooters who are great free throw shooters, but then they have some who really are struggling, and so it depends on which one gets to the free throw line. Bass and Donovan Payton are really excellent free throw shooters, both shooting in the mid to high 80%.
Nice rebound by Aberdeen. That was Cameron Ball. Long 3-pointer, no good. Rebound, and it's good. Good job right there on the spot was Taurus Brown, putting his team now back within a point. 51-50 as we're starting here this fourth period. Lauder can't make the connection. It's going to stay with Aberdeen.
Yeah, that was a tough pass.
Yeah.
If he's going to make that pass, he needed to make it earlier or just hold it and do his own thing.
From the corner, looking for three off the back of the rim, no good. Mubia with a great rebound, but it's taken away by June Moon for Havre de Grace. 6:20 and counting left in the game.
That's where your point guard's got to come in and demand the ball.
Malloy rolls around. Mubia with the rebound. Boy, he's come off the bench and done a nice job on the boards.
He really has. See, he's trying to give them what Lauder's giving Havre de Grace.
Rogers gives it up to Donovan Payton. Payton now looking. Lauder, boy, he has been a man on the spot in this fourth period. Takes it all the way left-handed and gets it to fall. Will Lauder, he's now got 10. That was Lauder hitting the backboard. Tied up, alternating possession. Looks like it'll stay here with Aberdeen. 53-50, it's a 3-point lead as you see for Havre de Grace. Tayshawn Rogers. Five seconds to get it in, they do. Mubia. Back to Perry.
Havre de Grace is in a matchup zone right now. They're kind of finding people. And
wow, that flat shot by Donovan Payton.
yeah, that flat shot went in the basket to tie the ball game.
Malloy is fouled as he goes in. Rogers can't believe it.
Well, you got to get your body in front of the guy. If you start reaching like that, you're usually going to have to go through the body to get to the ball, and that's usually when the foul comes.
Malloy with 9 now. He'll go to the line shooting 2. That's the third foul on Rogers. Neither team in any real danger in terms of team fouls. Braden Malloy cleanly through. He's now got 10.
He's another good free throw shooter.
You can tell. 11.6 a game, his average, just short of that right now. Puts his team back up by a point. The shooter's roll. Bye-bye, shoot that shot. It bounces about 5 feet in the air and goes out of bounds. He shoots it and it stays on the rim. What's the deal?
Yeah, it's who you know, I guess.
No, he's a good shooter. That's what it is.
Yeah.
So now it's just a 1-point game, but now, like I said, a 2-point game as Havre de Grace leads by that basket. Just been a whale of a game, Bob. If we think about Aberdeen, Havre de Grace, yeah, they come in. Havre de Grace 7-3, 3-3 in the league. Aberdeen is 6-0 in the league, 9-2, winning 9 games in a row. You look at the comparative scores, and you say, well, Aberdeen should be the favored team, but hey, you know, Aberdeen, Havre de Grace, you throw out the records, and you know they're going to be a war.
Yeah, what has happened really in the last few minutes is that when Aberdeen's been around the basket, they haven't made a lot of shots. Havre de Grace, on the other hand, when they've been around the basket, they've either made the shots or they got fouled and made the free throws.
Yeah.
And that's been the difference from Havre de Grace being 3-point behind at one point and now being 2 points up.
We talked about Will Lauder and how he's played such a tremendous floor game here in this second half, especially in the fourth period. Attacking the basketball, attacking the rim, just seems to be in the right spot at the right time.
Well, you know, he has that rebouner's mentality that if a shot goes up, it's mine.
Yeah.
And every shot's a miss.
A little bit of pressure by Havre de Grace.
You know, in his mind, every shot is a miss until it either goes in the basket
Mubia.
Or he gets it. So
Dominic McKinney-George with the rebound.
that was a good shot right there. I mean, that was a good play by Aberdeen. They had the open shot they were looking for. But like I said, they haven't been going down as much.
Pop.
Like that.
Stays in the basket.
And that's it. That's almost the same shot.
He's got 17, does McKinney-George. Out of bounds. And look at Havre de Grace. They're up by 4, their biggest lead of the night. Hope you're enjoying this game half as much as Bob McCone and I have bringing it to you, huh, Bob? How much did you pay to get in here tonight?
Hey.
I snuck in the back door when it was open. Don't tell.
Yeah.
Don't tell Heather.
That's actually the way I came in.
Yeah. Oh, great shot. Great play. Dominic McKinney-George.
He's been making those shots. He's had a great night.
Now it's a 6-point lead for Havre de Grace. Mubia gets the basket. He's fouled. Boy, that's a big basket for Aberdeen. Rue Mubia. He's got 4 points. Chance to make it 5.
He's a sophomore.
Yeah.
He's going to be a big young man.
Sophomore on your book?
Yeah,
I've got senior listed, but I could be wrong.
Oh, I'm sorry, senior. Where did I get sophomore? That was my fault. Sorry.
Will Lauder with, I'll get it right. Will Lauder with the rebound. Open for 3, Malloy. Long. Rebound, and that's Mubia again. Rue Mubia, the 6'3" senior, doing a great job here in this 4th period for Aberdeen. Aberdeen within 4.
Inside, outside.
10 seconds on the shot clock. Offensive foul is the call. Lauder hanging his position there. Mubia tried to bowl him over, and the official, Joe Dominic, says it's an offensive foul. 3:40 left as Havre de Grace has the ball. Aberdeen picking up now man-to-man all over the floor, Bob.
Again, they're going to have to run some offense, and they're going to have to get some easy shots, and they're going to have to start putting some in the basket.
McKinney-George, 19 points on the night.
And with 3:30 left in the game, you can't be turning it over. And Havre de Grace is running a little bit of a stall here now.
Oh, great give.
You do that.
Lauder can't get it to fall. And that was a great pass by McKinney-George.
It was. I mean, I'm sure he'd love to have that shot back.
Aberdeen now.
One of the things they're doing is they're getting out on Bass much quicker than they were earlier in the game, which is for Havre de Grace is a good thing, because if he gets a chance to do that.
Saved in bounds, but Havre de Grace comes away with it. Lauder gets it to Malloy. Malloy up and good. Great find by Lauder. Great conversion by Malloy. Foul is going to be called.
Yeah.
Tylen Bass will go to the line. He'll shoot 2. Well, that was a great find by Lauder and then a great conversion by Malloy.
Yeah, Malloy snuck down there, and I guess Will knew he was down there and just turned and looked and saw him and made the pass. And it led to 2 good points for them. Cleanly
through. That's 20 points on the night for Bass. 5-point lead for Havre de Grace. And it's good, the second one. We've got on our scoreboard here, I think those points go to Aberdeen. Should be 61-57, should be our score.
That's what it is on the board.
Now it is, yeah. There it is. Havre de Grace says, hey, we'll stay out here until you come get us.
And they're going to have to at some point.
10 seconds left on the shot clock. Well, great find. Back outside, Malloy for 3. Oh, around the rim, no good. Big rebound there by Bass. And a great find by Bass. Shot just would not fall. Lauder, it will not fall. Blocked from behind, that's Mubia. Gets it to Bass. That's the young man we've been talking about, coming from behind, knocking it away. Jason Hayes, the freshman, the man down on the court. Didn't see, Bob, how he got injured, but...
well, when he went up for the layup, he got hit and kind of came down a little bit on his side, so it's probably a hip or a back.
Minute 53 left in the game. You see the score 61-57. Havre de Grace trailed at the half by 6.
Young, tough kid, so he's up and holding the back a little bit.
Yeah, that's Tayshawn Rogers. Tayshawn has 8 points on the night. Again, Bob, we say it so many times. It's so great to have trainers on the spot here.
Fantastic.
To be able to
makes the difference.
Oh, no question. For the athlete, for the coaches who can now concentrate on coaching without being worried about their player in terms of the medical attention.
Yeah, Darian Parrish came in the ball game for Tyshawn, so here we go.
Aberdeen down by 4. Mubia gets it back out front. Great pass inside, great block. Combination block. Combination by McKinney George and by Will Lauder. And a 3.
Darren Parrish just came in the ball game.
Yeah.
Darian Parrish just in the ball game, and now it's a 1-point game with 1:37.
Parrish was open, and he said, give me this ball, I'll shoot it. 1:30 left in the game, 61-60 the lead for Havre de Grace.
Well, we got a lot of guys who will shoot it, but he made it, which is...
Especially, as you said, Bob, coming off the bench. Lauder back out front.
Travel.
Travel is the call. Dominic McKinney George was looking for the foul call, didn't get it. There you see Bill Jones, the Aberdeen coach, up off the bench.
Well, coaches need to be coaching now, that's for sure. There are 2 good ones in this gym, so.
Minute 10 left in the game. Mubia, oh, that floating one-hander, he gets it to fall.
He's got a nice soft touch for big. That's a tough shot.
And now it's a 1-point lead for Aberdeen with inside a minute left in the game. So Aberdeen, who was down by 5, now they're up by 1. 50 seconds. Malloy into the corner. Taken away by Aberdeen.
Nice play.
Good pass inside. Good job by Bass. But it's taken away by Lauder.
Bass.
Lauder driving up and good. Will Lauder with the basket. He's got 6 in this 4th period alone. Back by 1 is Havre de Grace. 25 seconds left in the game. 20 seconds.
Aberdeen setting up. Look, I don't know if they're going for the last shot, but
you're down by 1.
They need to take it with about 7 seconds left in the game.
From the corner, it's going to be off the backboard and in.
Oh.
That went in. That's Horace Brown with 8 seconds left.
Did he call that backboard?
He didn't, but it still counts. A 2-point lead for Aberdeen. That shot from the corner hit the backboard and went in. How do you hit the backboard from that angle, Bob?
I don't even know how he did it.
It went in.
From that angle.
That's all that counts.
It's plays like that make differences in these kind of games.
Unbelievable. He was off balance. He was heavily guarded. Threw the ball up. It hit the backboard and went in. Again, from that angle. How in the world could it go? But it did.
It was incredible.
A 1-point lead. Actually, it's 65-63, the 2-point lead for Aberdeen. 65-63, Aberdeen leads. They were down by, like 5 just a moment ago, it seemed, and now suddenly they have the lead at 65-63.
We got beat in the state semi, or a championship, district championship game at Milford Mill with that exact same shot at the buzzer.
Oh, if you're Havre de Grace, that's a shot you just can't believe, but it did go in. But the good news for them is they've still got
they have time.
See how the clock is winding down. We'll tell you exactly how much time they have. They've got 8.1 seconds, plenty of time.
Plenty of time.
But they're down by 2, so they've got to make 2 to tie it.
If 3 wins it, 2 ties it, and if they get to the free throw line, then it's.
Bob, if you're Aberdeen, are you going to pressure or how are you going to play it?
I would pressure because there's only 5 fouls on Aberdeen, so you've got at least 2 to give if you want to give fouls.
5 seconds.
Except if he's shooting it.
Looking for 3. Good! 3-point. That's Dominic McKinney George, and that's the ball game. Havre de Grace gets a 3 from Dominic McKinney George with 1 second left, and now they win the ball game at 66-65.
Now the question I have is this, Don. In the last 2 minutes of the basketball, isn't the clock supposed to stop?
All I can tell you is the shot went in with about 1 second left, and then Havre de Grace, who had that miracle shot from the corner go in against them, now they get the shot from McKinney George from the head of the court. You'll see this replay. You'll see he's heavily guarded, waits for the man to come down, shoots it perfectly, and in it goes. Wow. And there you see the Havre de Grace players just ecstatic. They have defeated Aberdeen in the last second, similar to the way they beat Elkton, but hey, when you beat Aberdeen, it's a little bit different than beating Elkton.
Wow.
Wow.
I mean, that was an amazing game. I mean, it just went back and forth both ways. Both teams had their chances. And
well, Bob, the only thing I can say is we're just glad we have an audience to watch this. We're just sorry because of COVID, nobody can change it. Here you see this replay again, that we didn't have fans here tonight. And you'll see McKinney George making that shot.
It went in with 2 seconds left. Now, I thought they were supposed to stop the clock on that at this point in the game. But I'll have to check on that now.
Yeah, and the other thing, of course, with 2 seconds, yes, maybe, I don't think they had a timeout left or not. Maybe they did. It would have been a difficult time to get the ball back down and get a shot off. But,
not necessarily.
But what, Bob, in the last 8 seconds, you think about that shot from the corner that went in for Aberdeen by Torres Brown, which was a miracle shot coming from the corner. And then you come back down and all the pressure on you. As you see, he makes it just cleanly through.
Yeah, but he's played like this the whole basketball game.
Dominic McKinney George.
Yeah, I mean, he's been smooth, shot the ball well the whole time. Yep, shot the ball well the whole time. And, you know.
Well, for Havre de Grace, they go now to 8-3. Aberdeen drops to 9-3. That 9-game winning streak for Aberdeen is over. They're now 6-1 in the Chesapeake division. Havre de Grace 4-3 in the Chesapeake. Bob, this game, I don't know anything we can say that would put a capper on it, how exciting it was. You've got Havre de Grace that was down by 8, 11 points at one point, looked like they were out of the ball game. Then they go up by 5, looks like they're dominating. Aberdeen comes back, gets a miracle shot, looks like they're going to win, and then Havre de Grace wins just about at the buzzer.
That's an Aberdeen-Havre de Grace game right there.
It's a classic.
You know, you just go until the buzzer goes off, and then all heck breaks loose because somebody won it somehow. And Havre de Grace tonight, both teams played well tonight. Aberdeen went through a stretch where they just weren't as cohesive and as strong as they were. But then they came back and got that way. Yeah. And then they hit the shot that was kind of a lucky shot, but it went in.
Yeah.
And then Donovan just did what he does. I mean, he gave a pump fake. He got Peyton up in the air. And then he went up and he just smoothly hit that shot, knocked the shot down. So
Dominic McKinney George, the senior 5'10", averaging 16.8 points a game. He had 22 tonight, leading all scorers. Tylen Bass, the young man from Aberdeen, the junior 6'2", he had 21 points. They, the two leaders tonight in terms of scoring. But Bob, Will Lauder, who played just tremendous basketball in terms of under the boards in a floor game, in that fourth period especially, ended up with, let's say, 12 points, and he's another hero of the game. But again, you can just pick them out. Yeah, they all played well.
He and Donovan really did a great job leading. But June Moon played exceptionally well for part of it. Jason Hayes came in and gave them a big push. Braden Malloy, who didn't play in the first quarter, came into the basketball game and he played very well, made some really clutch, good free throws.
And Rue Mubia, who came in off the bench and did very well for Aberdeen. So
yes.
You can just keep going down the list, but the final score again here from Havre de Grace, 66-65, the Warriors win. They again defeat their arch rivals. They'll meet again in Aberdeen, but for right now, it is Havre de Grace who has won this arch rival matchup.
Yeah.
Bob McCone, final comments from you.
It was a great game. I mean, it was a great game that neither team deserved to lose, but one team's going to win it, and Havre de Grace did what they had to do at the buzzer to win it and, deserve the victory at this point.
Don Morrison along with Bob McCone, it has been our pleasure to be here tonight. We wish you could have been here, but hope you've enjoyed watching it on TV and enjoyed the fact that Havre de Grace comes up with that 1-point lead and 1-point win over Aberdeen.
One thing, Don.
Yes.
They go back to Aberdeen to play again, so what a game that'll be, except now it'll be in Aberdeen's gym.
Yes, it will, yeah. From the brand new gym here at Havre de Grace, it has been a pleasure. Again, Don Morrison with my partner, Bob McCone. Bob, It has been a pleasure.
It's been a great game. Boy, it's been well worth coming here to see this one tonight.
Good night, everyone.